What's up, everybody? Keith Mitchell, and I'm back again. First and foremost, disregard the mess behind me. I know, like I said before, I want to show off the office when I do my videos because it reflects my personality with my posters and my Dark Souls stuff and my books and my games and all that cool stuff. But right now, I'm in the middle of packing for PAX East 2020, so the room is a bit of a mess, and you can't even see everything behind me, which is great. However, that's not why I wanted to make a video today. Today, I wanted to talk about what's going on with NVIDIA's GeForce Now and the fact that both Activision and Bethesda have pulled their games from the service, and why I think that's a silly move on their part, and why I don't think they may be the last games, and why I still think that this service is phenomenal, and if you haven't played it, you should check it out. All right, let's start about the bad stuff. Let's talk about the recent news. So Activision came out and said, hey, NVIDIA, remove our stuff. And NVIDIA basically said, okay, fine, they're your games, you're the publisher, we'll respect your request, and they pull all the Activision games off there, which may be a blessing in disguise for some people, who knows. But then Bethesda followed suit recently and said, you know what, we want you also to remove our games from your service. And NVIDIA went, okay, fine, this doesn't make any sense, but okay, dudes, here you go. So as a gamer, and as somebody who is very knowledgeable and invested in the technology field, who builds his own PCs, who talks to people on a daily basis, who want to play games on their PC that can't handle it, or a laptop, or even a tablet, this move is dumb. I know what's motivating this move, but this move is very dumb. A good example of this is you have a machine that's 5-6 years old. You can't upgrade it because maybe it's a pre-built, maybe it's a HP or something, God forbid, even a gateway. Do they even make gateways anymore? But I'm off point here. Okay, so say you have one of those machines, you can't upgrade it, or you don't have the money to upgrade it. What do? Well, other than mess up on the games, nothing. With the introduction of GeForce Now, you can now play games on that service that you own, games that you own on Steam, games that you own, well, you could have did before with I think, yeah, Battle.net, also games with Epic Game Store, and that included Activision games and Bethesda games, and Capcom removed their games too, which I hope they come back. However, this service enabled you to play games on your machines that you typically could not play before. So if I had this ancient laptop that ran Windows 8 or Windows 10, but it can't play games, a good example is also the laptops with the Intel integrated chipset. Those things can't run games worth of crap. They simply cannot. They're not meant to be gaming machines. But with the GeForce Now cloud gaming service, I was able to play Destiny 2 with no issues. I was able to play, was it Halo? No, it wasn't Halo. It was something else. I was able to play a bunch of different games without any problems with an Xbox One controller, and it was amazing. And I sat in my kitchen, and then I sat outside my patio, and it was like, wow, this is really good stuff. So know that you have that ability to bring these games to the masses, and you know that they can only play games that they own. Why would you not let people use this service? Why would you not empower NVIDIA to go, you know what? You're going to drive more sales for this company. Yes, put yourself on the platform, and yes, we will support you. So all of a sudden, little Johnny who wanted to play, we'll say Monster Hunter World, we'll just say that, and it's $60 on PC. No, I think it's, I'm not sure how much it is on PC, but that's not the point. You now just sold him a copy, and maybe he told his friends who were also in the same position, and now they signed up for GeForce Now, and now they're playing Monster Hunter because they want to bought a copy. Well, you just sold 2 copies of the game. Now imagine that, keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. You're selling games to people who couldn't play these games before, and all of a sudden you got new people playing your games. You've got new people in your environment. You got new people in your game service. Is that a bad thing? No, because you're making money, and the money's going to you. So that's really smart. But at the same time, you don't want NVIDIA to put these games on their service, because, and this is what I believe is driving this, you're not getting a piece of the pie from NVIDIA. NVIDIA doesn't charge you anything for the free service. It's free. You get an hour game time, then it stops, and then you can start that right back up. That's okay. And then you have the paid service right now, which is $5 a month, but it's the Founders Edition, but it will go up once May comes, because I signed up for that just to do some more testing, and it said once May comes, they're going to charge me full price. Whatever that is, I don't know. I'm going to stay with the service because when I'm out of town or when I'm out of my house, my Surface Pro 6 can't play games. It's got an Intel chipset. But when I use Enforce Now or GeForce Now, Enforce Now, wow. When I use GeForce Now, I'm able to play those games on the go, and it's great. Assuming I have the bandwidth. Like some hotels have really crappy bandwidth. But that's a godsend for me. It's so good. I don't understand that. But because they're not seeing a piece of the pie from NVIDIA, they're not getting some of the money from NVIDIA, they're throwing their hands in the air, they're getting all pissy and going, you know what? We're not making any money off of you. No. Simply no. And that is a bad look. That is a very bad look because they're not seeing the big picture. They're not seeing that they're still making money off of their games. NVIDIA is running that architecture. They're running the servers. They need to make a profit off of this. And you're probably saying, well, they're a multi-million-dollar company. They don't need to make a profit. Businesses are in the practice to make money. They're out there to make money. They're out there to figure out ways how to get money from your pocket, from your bank account, into their pocket, into their bank account. So them doing GeForce Now for free isn't a viable solution. It's just not going to work. It may be great to get people in, but for long term, it's not going to happen. And if NVIDIA is seeing they're not making any money, they likely will shut it down, which I don't want them to do because it's a great service. So at the end of the day, I want Activision and Bethesda and Capcom and all these other companies who might be getting upset because NVIDIA is making some money off of this, because as of right now, they've got like 1 million people signed up, maybe more. And we have no idea how many of those people are using the free service, how many people are using the paid service. But just look at it this way. Just say 200,000, it's probably more than that, but say 200,000 people are doing the paid service. That's 200,000 people, $5 a month per each person. That's a very nice chunk of change. And that's what these companies are seeing. They're like, wow, we're not making anything off of this. We need to make some money. So yeah, it's greed, guys. It's greed. It's money. Money is driving this. And I don't blame the companies, but I would rather them come to NVIDIA and say, you know what? We want a piece of your pie. We have a solution. Let's work it out, versus going, no, take my stuff off. We don't care. Like a bunch of kids throwing a temper tantrum. It doesn't make any sense to me. But again, I'm just a consumer. I'm just a gamer. I'm just a tech nut. I don't run a business. Who the hell am I to say? Anyway, that's my rant. I just had to get it off my chest. I wrote an article about it, but articles don't always get the point across. They don't convey your feelings. You need to see my face. You need to hear the anger in my voice. And looks like my mic is saying, you're talking too loud, Keith, so hopefully it's not pitching too much. Again, as I said, I'm packing up. I'll be heading out to PAX East tomorrow. Hopefully I don't get the coronavirus. No, I'm kidding. That is a big, serious health concern. And I know that it's overblown, especially for those who have healthcare, who are healthy, who have a good autoimmune system. But not everybody's in that same position. Companies need to be careful. They need to take caution. They need to protect their employees. They need to protect themselves, which is why I understand why PlayStation pulled out of PAX East. It doesn't mean it's not frustrating, but I definitely understand the concerns. So hopefully nobody else decides to pull out of PAX East before we get there, because PAX East starts on the 27th. I'm hitting Boston tomorrow to get to the hotel, because it takes about 6 hours to get there, to set up, to enjoy the time with my family before I tell them I'll be gone for 3 days. See ya. But yeah, if you're going to PAX East 2020, be safe, be careful, have fun. Oh, speaking of PAX East 2020, we happen to have a video that was made by our very own Steven Novak, or as he calls himself, Roby. So we're going to end the video with that video. Definitely let us know what you think about that. Also, guys and gals, if you like what we're doing here at Yada Haven, I know we promised some big things. We're still working on them, but we are making an attempt to put up more video content. We are making an attempt for you to see us more often. You've seen the Spectator Mode podcast, which I hope you're watching every time we release them. We record every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. We may be also moving over to Twitch. We're not exactly sure. But if you like that, and if you like the gameplay videos and the reviews, please think about subscribing to the channel. It only takes a second. It helps a small channel like us grow, because we don't believe that our content should be based on taking video trailers and posting them on a YouTube page and saying that's content. We want to bring you guys original content from us, by us. So we're making strides on that. It's taking a while because YouTube is just so saturated, but please think about subscribing to this channel. All right, I think it'll be worth your while. All right, and if you like the video, of course, give it a like. Please leave comments below. It helps us gauge how we're doing. You can say we're great, you can say we suck, just say something. Okay, And like I said, I promise we're going to end with this video. So Roby, please take it away, sir.
So if you're one of those people that could actually get tickets for PAX on time and you didn't catch the Wuhan virus, I've got some good news. You can now go to one of gaming's biggest open frat house parties while also being able to play a lot of the hottest new demos and rub shoulders with people way cooler than you. Just not The Last of Us 2 apparently, no one's cool enough for that yet. Despite that, everyone seems to get a little lost at their first time at PAX, and I've got 6 tips here to help you survive PAX East 2020. PAX is hosted in the Boston Convention Center, which, for those of you who have access to Google Maps, is located in the coldest tundra of Massachusetts. It's going to be freezing, and you might be waiting outside in line for a long time. So bring a jacket, or at least put on a second layer of clothing. You'll thank yourself later. If you're feeling something stylish, you could always rely on a hot cup of coffee or hot chocolate since the inside of the center is heated. Just know that Boston is in the low 30s this week, so dress with how much ever grit you think you have. For cosplayers though, I confess we really don't have any advice other than attaching a ton of adhesive hand warmers to your skin. PAX is attached to something that might resemble a hotel, but you need to look at the parking and realize that it's whatever it is, it's not going to be good. Take a good look at Google Maps, or in the instance that your hotel is far away, learn the bus routes or subway, if that's what they call the subway in Boston anyway. It's bad enough that you'll spend most of your time there waiting on lines, so you might as well not ruin your morning looking for parking spots. This is the only time anyone will ever tell you it's okay to eat McDonald's for breakfast. Mainly because the food in the center is not cheap. In fact, it's an outright robbery in there. The main problem is that you're going to be spending almost all of your day in there. Maybe less if you're there for the trip instead of the con. But regardless, you do much better just buying a cheap burger or hot dog at a street vendor before going inside if you have any interest in spending the money on actual stuff. Thankfully, you're right in the middle of a giant metropolitan city where there's more than enough good food you haven't tried yet. So even if you want to spend big, you have food that absolutely tanks the competition inside. PAX is expensive, not only in the general price of admission, but in almost everything inside. But almost everything inside is awesome and costs money. So take notes and don't buy everything on the first day. Pace yourself with money because there will always be something that catches your eye on the last day. And you're gonna have to walk away from it if you haven't been smart over the weekend. Obviously, this builds on the other idea of not buying expensive PAX food. Trust me though, a flaming bag of hot Cheetos in your pocket will just be way cheaper. Just make sure you wash your hands after you eat them. Though, as a side trick, it's worth noting that PAX has to check every bag and backpack that gets brought into the convention center, but without one, you can mostly just breeze by security. Thankfully, more than enough booths will be giving out free bags, so you only really need to bring a bag if you need one. Otherwise, just grab some tacky nylon and make your life easier. I know we told you less than 2 minutes ago that it's okay to eat McDonald's for breakfast. You also need to realize, though, that you're going to be at this con most of the day, especially if you're a journalist or a larger part of the event. Meaning that you'll probably find yourself tuckered out at some point, and just as a rough note, the bathroom lines are absolutely miserable. So take breaks and veg out a bit before you vomit on someone's Sailor Moon cosplay. This also extends to being home, as you need to prep yourself in whatever you need, be that snacks, clothing, or soap. Someone's gonna smell bad, and I'd rather it not be someone who watches this video. Come on, dude, if you paid almost $200 to get here, you can spend $3 on a bar of soap. And don't be a dick! So put this in the bar of soap category of things you don't really need us to tell you to do, but I'm going to anyway. Not only are there plenty of enforcers looking for nerds to bully, and you really don't want to be the cause of someone's 3,000 karma on Reddit, but you need to know everyone's there to have fun. Sure, things might get intense, or the lines will suck, but I can recommend you plenty of ASMR tracks out there to keep you distracted during the wait. Alright, I'm done lecturing you, both patronizingly on the epics of soap and this video. If you got anything out of this, I'd ask you to both leave a like on the video to help us keep going afloat, and buy that damn soap, please. Obviously, some of our staff will be in attendance, so feel free to approach one of us and say something. Mostly because I've placed a bet that if I add this part into the video, no one's going to actually do it. That's all for today. I've got some more on my plate for now, but I'll spend the other half of my time whining and moaning on the internet. Take care of yourselves. I'm out.